All right, what's the story? We're going to do a quick recap of the IrishPF February Open. I have just recorded another video, and I said, sure, I have a few more minutes before I have to go into the gym. I'll do this one now real quick too. So, February Open just gone down in Phenom Gym in Cork. Boys did a great job of setting up. Gym presentation, warm room, always perfect as always. First IrishPF meet of the year is always a bit of a weird one. A lot of the time it's like that. It's people who want to try and make qualifying totals for junior nationals. It's their last chance to do it, and just people building their total or having their first meet. A lot of people don't like doing this one because they don't want to try and make weight like 5 to 6 weeks after Christmas. So it's understandable. So it's always placed weirdly in the calendar, but I did enjoy the weekend, had 6 lifters over the course of it. So again, first meet of the year for the IrishPF and final chance to qualify for junior nationals. So over the course of the weekend, I had Kiva McLaughlin was up first. She was flight A. So Kiva had done the December Open and had really had a rough time in the lead up to it. She had some health issues just as we came out of summer going into autumn, and it really derailed her progress because Kiva had been on a tear, had been doing really, really well, and then I feel like that just like knocked her a little bit, maybe even just in confidence. So we did December anyway, and I actually think we needed to get that meet out of the way to embrace the next phase of training, and she did really well. So she did December and got a small squat PB, 2.5 kilos below her best bench, I think 5 kilos below her best deadlift. But then we came into this meet, another squat PB, matched best bench, and a deadlift PB. So a total personal best for Kiva. We knew junior nationals was probably a little bit too much of a push, but Kiva's quite young, and I think she started to see the light that, like, you don't have to make it this year. You know what I mean? You can spend more time just being she's an integral part of the team for like who I have that I like to come to the meets. She obviously helps out a lot. She's got a lot of friends in powerlifting, so like her involvement in junior nationals is less relevant because she's already connected in so many other ways. But I was very impressed with her growth as an athlete mentally, because you could see how, having a tough meet in December and then not making the QT this time around, just there was not enough time. You could see how people just lose their fucking shit and crash out over that, and she didn't. She was like, yeah, it's cool, we'll just keep pushing and do something else this year. So hopefully now, a little bit of an off season for Kiva, work on a few things we've been trying to get better at. So like one of those is we swapped her over to squat shoes, which I do think helped, though I think the heel drop on the one she has right now is a bit too big. So I wanted to practice in slightly smaller heel drop. A couple of bits and pieces we can do in terms of bench press. Like I think her execution's quite good. A lot of it's just building up her body mass now and just more exposure to the movement. Her bench has seen some pretty good progress, but I think again, becoming ill has slowed that down a little bit. And her deadlift is improving. Start position probably needs a little bit of work, but again, we can work on all this now. We've got the time to do it. So many meets back to back gives you very little scope to actually work on things. Then later on in the day, we had Gareth Eastwood. So Gareth is a guy I coach online. He is dead sound. It's a very similar position to me. He's a grown man. He's fucking got kids, got a job, married. So like the gym is definitely something that's important to him, but there's a lot of other external responsibilities there. So it's like night and day to handling like junior lifters, handling people that have all these other things going on. Garrett has put a lot of work in, got a massive 35 kilo total BB from his last competition, which was IrishPF April Open last year in Urban Barbell. But it was very strange because it happened in the meet went a very similar way in that he missed his first squat on depth, which is what happened in Urban in April last year. Then he got the second one on a 2-to-1, which happened last year as well. And then he got the third one, 3 white lights, and the best squat he's done. So takeaway there is that we probably need to take a couple more warm-ups in the warm-up room to get the hips nice and open. But generally, this is why depth has to be consistent. There have been a few times in check-ins where I'm like, I'm not 100% on that depth. So you want to make things undeniable in training, because if there's even a 10% chance something could go wrong on meet day, best believe it will. And the referees are strict. I mean, that's the way we want it, because we want an undeniable standard. So he learned his lesson there, but still a squat PB, I believe 15 kilos on the squat, a few kilos on the bench as well, and then a few kilos on the deadlift. I think he went 180, 125 and 230, which is brilliant pull. So very, very happy for Gareth. And the biggest thing I want for him is just to get him back on the platform sooner rather than waiting between April and February, almost a year. I'd love to get him back on before the end of the summer, because I think that's one thing you can take away from these encounters is that oftentimes people leave themselves off the boil too long. They think, oh, I'll have a bigger off season, a bigger build, I'll come back way stronger. Maybe, but that presumes you're going to still train with the same intent as when you have the pressure of performing at a meet. And oftentimes I don't think that happens. I think keeping semi-regular meets keeps you consistent with your training, with your nutrition, with your sleep, whereas having really long off seasons, you can take the foot off the gas. The example I will often use of this is a good friend of mine, Beck. He competed at Nationals 2022, and I think he finished on 735. It took a whole year off to come back at Nationals 2023 and finished on 730. So he finished at 5 kilos less after a massive year of training. So he competes a bit more regularly now, and his total is only gone. So glad to see he's actually doing the Silent Worker Invitational with myself. We're doing that in April. I'm looking forward to that now. He'll be back for that. I'd say he'll total over 800 there. Then so that was day one. Very light day for me. It was great. Had James McLaughlin helping in the back, so things ran seamlessly. Never any doubt when I've got James with me there in the warm-up room, things will always just flow very, very well. Anyone that like has worked with us on a rack, you know, like James is basically my right hand man. He's the one person I can 100% trust to do absolutely everything to the standard I'm looking for. We've got the other lads that usually help, like Dylan Farley and Nathan are brilliant. Kiva and Sarah are really good too, but James I think has just done so many meets with me now. Like we have this like weird like non-verbal communication going on. So yeah, I can't finish this video without shouting out James and all the help he gives. So moving on to day two. That we had a busy enough morning, 3 lifters in the morning. So we had Emma Kelly, Alison Towell, and Nathan Roberts. So we'll start with Nathan. Nathan, as I mentioned, Nathan's one of my boys. He's fucking been a key asset to the team since coming on board. This meet was right after his last meet. Again, he did December and wanted to just take this just in case he could push the qualifying total and a bit more experience as well. It just wasn't there from this time around. He made a small mistake on his bench, and I think that cost him a small PB. Or even a matched best, I think. So he got a squat PB, which was great, particularly after only getting one in December. So he literally competed August, December, February. So quick enough turnaround on the meets. Great for experience though. But anyway, with the bench, he got a re-rack to replace the bar on his last attempt. His elbows weren't locked, and I think he just rushed to setup and missed there. On his deadlift, there was potentially more in the tank, but he missed his opener because he does sumo, so he extended the knees early and tipped forward. So rather than taking any risks, we kept things conservative. Only finished 7.5 kilos behind his best total with a small squat PB, so we'll take that. And again, more comp experience. I think he got his best GLP points at GLP at this because he weighed in a little bit lighter than he had in December. He's doing a little bit of a tidy up diet with his nutrition coach Ryan McCann, so pretty happy with that. Still, I think Nathan has a good bit more in the tank there and just more time to build. He's another one, like, he doesn't need to make junior nationals this year just to fucking come last, you know what I mean? He can take a longer time, build more experience in the meets, the domestic meets, and worry less about the bigger meets until we're a little bit more developed. Then we had Emma Kelly. Emma, again, had only recently competed in December, and we actually found ourselves in the exact same position. Emma really wanted to push the Junior Nationals qualifying total, so we knew what numbers we needed. So she matched her best squat on her second attempt and then missed the number we needed on the third. And she matched her best bench on the second attempt and missed the number we needed on the third. So we found ourselves in the same position as we did in December. We needed to load 145 for her to get the qualifying total. Now, she got a small deadlift PB on the second attempt. We at least locked that in. So that was great. 2.5 kilo PB on the second attempt. We'll always take that. And it was the same number she had actually missed in July last year. So I was very happy that she was able to at least get something out of the day. And we took the 145 again. She actually got it a little bit higher this time. Just her hips and her back weren't in the right position for her to lock it out. So we just had to walk away saying, like, okay, not this year. I believe she's actually signed up for uni nationals now though, so I actually must double check that. So if she is, great, we'll just push for that. There'll be a lot of meets in a very small space of time, but Emma is somebody that she can really dog it out. She's had a lot of issues with like becoming sick and like small little aches and pains, so I'm hoping after this a little bit of an off season, working on some of the technical issues that like will help add more to the total overall, and probably somebody that would need to look at going up a weight class to get the most out of her performance. But she and I will discuss that down the road. But still, another excellent push from her. Like, no one can say Emma can't grind, because she fucking really can. And walking away with a total PB on a 6 for 9 day isn't a bad thing. Then we had Alison Towell. So Alison had her second meet with me. She was in Phenom last September for the Phenom Open then, and was very nervous around squats. This time, excellent day, massive increase on the squats, squatted 105 and under 57. We're really looking to push for Masters Nationals for her this year, and I definitely think she'll get a ticket for it. But yeah, excellence shown from Alison. I think it was a PB squat and deadlift, and match bench. So that's a good day out. She was very, very happy with that. Second on the podium as well, which is brilliant. Emma was actually third. So very happy for the girls. They're good training partners as well. And it just shows like the two like opposite ends of the journey. Like Emma's trying to qualify for junior nationals, Alison's trying to qualify for M1 Masters nationals. It just shows you still have to keep showing up and doing the work though. But they both did a really good job, and I'm excited to see them back on the platform. Ideally, Alison will do July Masters National, maybe even get Emma to do something like that, like the Summer Open. It's the same weekend, it's just on day 2. That might be a show, just thinking out loud now. And then finally there was Rachel Desmond. So this was Rachel's first meet with me, her first powerlifting meet in general. She has a pretty robust athletic background though. She's competing in the under 76 kilo weight class. I actually coach her partner Dylan Delaney as well, and he was very kind to make the recommendation, and she has been an absolute treat to work with the entire time we've been working together online. So easy to coach, so receptive to feedback, and on the day played a blinder, 9 for 9. All the lifts were pretty comfortable. Did try and take some heavier weights on the thirds, but they were, you know, pretty handy. So it was a 110 squat, I believe, a 55 bench, and a 140 deadlift, and all handy enough now. So the goal for her will be to get her back on the platform soon enough so we can kind of push those numbers. Anyone, whenever it's their first meet, I would always err on the side of we're better off just securing a 9 for 9 day, get as much experience on the platform, getting your commands, nailing the lift so you know you've got more there. And some people don't like the sound of that because like, I want to push, you know what I mean? But if it's not going to mean a podium difference, if it's not going to make a difference to your standing or position or any of that, I would just take what's definitely there. And I think deviating from that plan is where a disaster strikes. So very happy for our first meet to have gone 9 for 9, all white lights. No debate on her standards anyway. And ideally now we just get her back on the platform before the end of the year. So that's all the lifters I had. Some huge performances. Good to see Darren McCullough back in the IrishPF and having a performance more in line with what he's capable of. I know he had one late last year that probably didn't really stand to him in the way he could be. He is a great lifter. Same with Jerkules. Jerkules back lifting and powerlifting, which I'm very happy to see. Though again, I think he came in with an injury, so didn't have the day he wanted, but still good to see him back on a powerlifting platform. There's some other huge performances, lots of qualifications for junior nationals, which is fantastic, and it's more of what we want. Some great young lifters coming up through Phenom, through a lot of the other clubs too, so we'll just stay tuned for that. The next meet on the list now, AB Series at Clash of Titans, that's this weekend. And then I think the next one is Bench Nationals and Uni Nationals. That's in Limerick in Castletroy Hotel. I'll be lifting at Bench Nationals for the shits and gigs. Then we have Silent Worker at the beginning of April, and then we have Junior Nationals at the end of April. So more good shit to come. I'm going to leg it because I need to go and train. Go have a good one. I'll chat to you soon.